The expressions and conversations on this show are simply your truth and your views. It's a platform where there is no judgment, no preconceived beliefs, and no fear. There is no right or wrong response, so speak freely, speak confidently, and speak your mind. Just remember to do it with respect. With that being said, let's toast to health, wealth,
and the motherfucking self.
And we're live.
Are we really live?
We are really live.
All right.
All right. God dang it. Welcome to the next episode, the new episode of Toast and Talk. I am your host, D. Will, and I got my co-host,
G as in good looking.
God dang, ungraduated comedian over there. That's what we're gonna call you. Fucking goddamn
special ed.
God damn.
We don't even know who the fuck you is. You come over here making jokes off the rip. We didn't get to the intro yet. Who is this motherfucker you got on here?
Hey, I got a special guest to my right.
The janitor saw he got down the plume and said, "Hell no."
Hey, who is this motherfucker you got on this show, man?
Slow down, go fast. All right, let's get to the intros first. These goddamn guys wound up, ready to go. All right, hey,
I'm getting ready to quit.
To my left, I have a good friend, good brother, Travis, aka Willie Earl. Willie Earl is what they call him.
Introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Travis from Shelby.
Welcome, Travis from Shelby.
Where Willie Earl from?
Where Willie Earl from?
Willie Earl from Airway.
Hey, he graduated from Shelby Vocational High School in 1943.
Mr. Willie.
Mr. Willie.
God dang it. Hey.
Oh, shit.
Hanging out in the background, top flight security, Corey. Welcome. Bruh man.
Fifth floor.
Hey, bruh man been escorting people up to the houses. God dang, got drunk. And that's a personal escort right there. Whoa, pause. Let me switch that back. God dang, gotta get people home tight right there. Security going on. Yes. Hey. And welcome to Toast and Talk. This is our platform to have open discussion. Feel free to talk about anything you want, as long as you do it with respect. And here we go. All right, but first we start out with the toast.
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, raise your glasses.
Yes, sir. Fellas, to health, wealth,
and your motherfucking self.
Pass it on. Salute, gentlemen.
Salute. All right. Hey, I have to put a disclaimer out there. All right.
I'm about to get to this.
Throughout the podcast, you might hear a shot of clock. Well, it was a voiceover or a hook in one of Tory Lanez's songs.
Pre-recorded.
Please understand that I pre-recorded this before all of the shit he went through. Shout out to the first nigga in a powder pink suit going to jail.
Is that why you wore that powder pink polo?
Whoa, slow down, go fast.
I'm just saying, like, in memory of, you know how somebody you pour beers out or whatever for the lost homies. I figure you wore the powder pink for the for the cause.
Hey, we're gonna circle back to that. But I want to throw one thing out there. Shout out to his dad, a bald-headed nigga with a park. How did that happen? Y'all didn't see that? All right, we'll pull it up later.
Oh. You seen me with my head off.
No, we're not talking about you. We're talking about Tory Lanez's dad.
Check his head. Wait a minute.
All right, so Trav, we're gonna start out with Trav, then we're gonna get into Willie Earl, okay?
So, I don't even know if I'm gonna let Willie come out tonight.
He gonna come.
He got dialysis in the morning.
Mr. Willie.
Hey, so Trav, we usually start out by, how do we come across paths? How do we meet each other? I'll let you start with the story there, guy.
Just like most of the great people I met over my life, especially great brothers, I either met them at church or either at the barbershop. And in this case, I met you at that great black man institution, the barbershop, through my favorite barber, and best barber, Barry.
Shout out to the barbers.
Shout out to the barbers.
Hey, and then I remember the first time that we actually hung out. We was going to a Riz. It was Commanders then. Well, then I was watching football team then.
Yeah.
Fuck, I can't keep up with
We was
them.
in Maryland
Yeah.
watching football.
Watching football.
Yeah.
And
Live.
man, you was throwing them back quick.
That wasn't him. That was Willie.
And the next thing you know, you transform from Travis to damn Willie Earl. Hey. And ever since then, bro, you have been 10 toes down. You have been a ace. You have been a number one ride or die. And I
Big
do
joker,
appreciate
baby.
you, man.
Big joke.
I do
Thanks,
appreciate
brother.
you.
Thanks.
Hey, and I always can come to you and get some type of, business advice.
Thank you.
So tell your story, where you started from and where you at now.
Oh man, like I say, I'm Travis. Travis from Shelburne. I grew up in Shelburne, Georgia, and like most African American males that grew up during my era, you sort of joined the family business, and that was the military at the time. So I joined the military at the age of 17. The military it came easy for me just based on all we got to do is get up in the morning and make the beds.
And do what somebody else say.
Which
Put on the clothes.
from the beginning.
Put on the clothes that they tell you to put on. They just
And iron our shoes, iron our clothes and keep our shoes clean. That's all we got to do.
and then do a little bit of running and a little bit of exercise. Man, it was the lick.
And we're gonna get paid for this.
And they got women here.
Yeah.
Man,
And,
please.
and so
I get 30 days vacation the first.
yeah, so with that, I started out in the military, enlisted, did pretty well in those regards. And
What branch, man?
Army.
Shout out to the Army.
Shout out to the Army.
Yeah, started out in the Army, enlisted. My skills was recognized as such. I transitioned over to become an officer. Through that journey, I was able to educate myself and retired out of the military, came out of there with a great skill set.
Wait, pause for a second.
You taught yourself.
So you joined the military,
Right.
you had a paycheck,
Mhm.
you was enlisted, you went to
OCS. Officer Canada.
Okay. And did they pay for the school?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah.
So they paid you. Not only did they pay you, they paid for your education.
Man, let me break it down.
Go ahead.
Let me break it down. So I'm gonna talk to you about I have 3 degrees. The first degree I got it through what at the time I think they called it the degree completion program.
True. Remember?
And I went to Troy State University.
Mm-hmm.
And basically at that time I was the first lieutenant captain. And I just went to school. They paid me. I got tuition paid. Got a check. Just had a great time.
You went to school full time.
Full time, still on active duty.
While
getting
you
a
active
check.
duty.
But I wasn't wearing a uniform. I was a student. I was a full time student. So that's how I got my bachelor's.
So wait, slow down. Let me unpack this a little bit more.
Yeah.
Pause.
So-
you can't say unpack this a little bit more.
All right.
Just let me ask you a question.
Let me ask you a little question. Go a little further into this conversation. All right. So you was full-time student on a college campus, probably getting some college ass, some college pussy, slanging them, beating them down, and you still getting paid.
Come on in, nephew.
Yeah.
You live here, don't you?
And why wouldn't somebody join the military?
I don't know.
God dang.
Went on and
Shout out to the blonde head boys walking by.
yeah, and
Shout out to Ray Sherman.
in regards to the education journey. After went out, left that program, went out and performed real well. And then I was offered another opportunity to go to grad school. I went to grad school at to Mississippi State University.
Sip.
Great opportunity there. I
The
got
PWI or
yeah.
HBCU?
It's Mississippi State is it's a SEC school.
Okay.
It's went to the Mississippi State school. Went to Mississippi State and came out of there with an MBA, Master's in Business Administration. And then go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're good.
And then after that, and we're talking about the education journey in the military now. And so after that piece, went back out to the field, performed well, and I was given another opportunity to educate myself. So at this point, I went to a program in Kansas at the Command and General Staff College. It was in an inaugural logistics scholars program, and within that program, I was able to complete the Command and General Staff College while completing the Command and General Staff College. I was attending school at the University of Kansas and earned my master's in supply chain management and logistics. Then from that point, also while there, I had the opportunity to do what they call education with industry. I worked with a Fortune 500 company. I don't want to name the company. And I had a pretty good input in there and redesigning their reverse logistics process. And at that point, I realized that I was pretty good. And so at that point,
So wait, pause.
Yeah.
So you said you were able to further educate yourself. So you taught yourself some shit, and then you self-evaluated yourself, and you realized that you was pretty good.
Oh, well, I'll say I was pretty good. I was saying that I had more to, when I say pretty good, I had more to offer the Black community than what I could provide by being in the military. I had more to offer to the Black community from the perspective is that, you know, experience-wise, I could perform better outside of the military. Yeah.
All right. So
and keep going back to this and everything is that you everybody used this word hustle, and to me the word hustle comes from you know, it's cover for the thing to be an entrepreneur, to be somebody that just, like, you know, just makes stuff happen, just grinds and get stuff done. And, you know, in the military, and the military's been great to me, but in the military, you really, from a financial perspective, you really can reap the benefits of being like just somebody that, like, hey, whatever the task is, whatever I gotta do, whatever it takes, you know, we're talking legal.
Hustle. I'm gonna get it done.
I'm gonna get it done. You know, if it's staying up, you know, 2 nights in a row to figure out how to figure out this payroll system or how to apply for this program, I'm gonna get it done. And those are some of the things, that tenacity, being resilient, you know, just grinding. The military gave you the grounds to gain that type of confidence. You know, that's what I mean by that whole statement. And because at no point do I want to disrespect the institution that's given so much to me and that I've given so much to myself.
to your resume. God dang. All right. 2 things.
That nigga went to a lot of schools, man.
2 things.
I went to Penn State. That's the only school I went to.
We did tell you this is a podcast and not an interview, right?
Yeah.
I'm about to say, let's hire him.
God dang.
Let's
All
hire
right. And second thing is, I'm not trying to sell the army. But here, I have to ask this question. Out of all your schooling and higher education, how much would that cost the average person going to school right now?
Man, the average person that has the, you know, the education that just the institutional education that I have, is still paying off student loans, man.
Right. Okay.
They 50 and still paying off student loans.
Okay.
And I was able to get that at no cost.
Free?
Free.
Free 99.
99.
Man, I got it.
And why we can't get people to donate? Wow. All right, so travel. What you do now?
So, fast forward to now, retired out of the military in 2013.
How many years? Did you
22. 22. I 22. Now, going back to the beginning of the story now.
Shout out to the veterans.
Shout out to the veterans, man.
Now, this is what I want to tell you. So, back to the beginning of the story. Those 22 years began at 17. I retired at 39.
Before you were 40 years old.
Before I was 40 years old.
You had done 22 years.
I did 22 years in the military. And at this point, from now into
so your number
perpetuity,
get called.
you know,
Wait, whoa. What you said?
and now until the day I die.
No, what was the word you used, brother?
Perpetuity.
Yeah.
Color purple. What'd you say?
No, he didn't say no color purple.
What you say? Purple rain?
Yeah.
Until he inspired,
Until
man.
they play Purple Rain. That's what you said.
Yeah. So now, you know, you served your country. You've had great experiences. You met great people. You know how to, and the biggest thing about being in the military is that you get the understanding and appreciation for America and the people and the various people within America. And you know how to navigate around them. You know how to respect their culture. You know how to respect where they're from. Either you travel there and you've experienced it yourself, or you know somebody that's experienced, or you know somebody from that area. So that's what you get. So that's what you get from those are one of the things that I draw from my military experience. So trying to answer your question here. So with that, you know, I retired from the military at 39, 2013. I came up to the DC metropolitan area and was given a wonderful opportunity to work for a great commercial company that provided IT services to the government. Had a great position there. And was able to reap the financial benefits of working for a company like that. And you know, as you would say, I stacked my money the way I was supposed to, and
then what?
In the midst of all that of working and things of that nature, in the midst of all that, I dabbled in real estate. When I say I dabbled in real estate, bought some commercial property in Hopewell, Virginia. Bought a small apartment complex there, and then probably one of the most gratifying things I did is that I grabbed some property on the apartment complex on the east side of Albany. If you want to know where the rubber meets the road and where Albany, Georgia. And so Albany, Georgia was, I lived outside of Albany, Georgia. And we used to go to Albany for the mall growing up. So you're big time if you got something in Albany. So yeah, so I grabbed some real estate on the east side of Albany. And then I also at the same time too, I started a small trucking company down in Southwest Georgia in my hometown of Shelman. Grew that to about 4 18-wheelers. And that had to dissolve that company because of competing events with my full-time job, having to travel overseas and things of that nature, just a bit too much. And then coupled with the fact my trucking company, I dissolved that, and then the company
So
that
the trucks.
Second,
Trucks.
yeah, I sold the trucks. Actually, the trucks that I have, when I say I sold them, I sold them to one of my best friends.
Okay.
Sold it to my
Not
best.
me. One
of my best friends down in Georgia.
Me, it was not me.
Yeah, one of my best friends down in Georgia. I sold him to him. He still has one of the trucks that's running. So that was a great purchase.
One
there.
of the folk.
Mm-hmm. He still runs it. And so I dissolved that company. And then after that, I took a government job. Took a government job with the Air Force of all things. I was what they call the authorized approving official, designated representative, AODR. And so I approved all of the Air Force logistics systems, cybersecurity packages, and their authorizations to operate. Pretty interesting job, but really not where I wanted to be. If you look at my resume and things of that nature, I should have been there. But really, where it wasn't where I want to be. My passion has always been in logistics, the on the ground logistics. So this opportunity came up. We talk about YouTube and the power of being able to research and things of that nature. So this opportunity came up. It kept popping up. Started talking to certain people about it. This opportunity with Amazon to be what they call an Amazon delivery service partner. And it kept popping up. And then at this time we're in COVID. And in COVID, man, you got all types of times to think, and so it kept popping up. And one day it popped up, I said, the motherfucker ain't gonna pop up no more.
Shout out to the pop-ups up there. You didn't have your pop-up block on, huh?
Nah. So he came. He came. When I say popping up, it came across
and the algorithm
and stuff like that. So I say, shit, that joker keep coming around me. If somebody keep coming around you,
you gonna speak.
I'm gonna say something.
What you said to him?
Nah, let's leave it alone. I see where we going with this early. Too early for that. So anyway. So back to it. So the opportunity came up. I started researching it and I started looking at it. And then I said, wow, at the time, if going back to it, I got real estate, I got like I got a great
regular job.
I got it. I'm a GS14, and when I took the GS14,
we ain't got to do all that.
No. I'm telling you, you called me to be here. I'm gonna be here.
I just said you had a good job.
Yeah. So I'm a GS14. I got brought on as a highly qualified equivalent, so they had to step me out, to match with the pay that I had. I say, shoot, the average joker gonna ride this out to the end. Looked at my and I'm a risk taker. And I looked at my bank account. I said, I can take some risks. I'm retired and all of that. I can take some risks. So I what I went out and did is I went out and I applied for the Amazon thing. So like most times when you apply for something, you say, I don't know. And then so I applied for it. And when I say I applied for it to be an Amazon delivery service partner, the application process is akin to applying for grad school, applying for a small business loan, all in one. Plus, so I applied for it, and the application process included basic application things like giving all your demographical information. Also, you have to write a couple of essays. They check your credit, they check your account to make sure that your financials are in place. And so I applied.
That's when you borrowed that $5 from me.
Man, I ain't never giving that back to you.
Ain't that about it?
Yeah. And so anyway, I applied for the program. And I started getting some positive feedback. So and then the positive feedback is saying, they approved my application. They wanted to interview me. And with anything, I feel like once we get through the paperwork and you sit down and talk to me, and I really want it, I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna talk my way through it.
Cause you interviewing like a motherfucker right now.
I know, right?
And so
he's still going.
Interview like
and so long story short, I got approved for the program. Back in I want to say it's back in May of 2021, right on the back end of COVID. And so at that point, and so what an Amazon delivery service partner is that if you are in an area that's serviced by the Amazon delivery vans, and you see the logo Amazon vans driving around, they're not exactly owned by Amazon. They're owned by small companies like mine. And those in my company is TJ3 Logistics. Shout out to TJ3 Logistics and everybody that's supported. And a little bit of background behind.
Yo, D Will, hold on.
Yeah.
He gives us no time to ask questions.
None.
So what is the name of your company? And the name of my company is already. I'm gonna just raise my hand next time. Let him call on me.
Go ahead.
No,
man.
go ahead.
I don't mean to steal your show.
You can't steal the show, baby. We called you on the show, baby.
Hey.
Yeah.
We called you on the show, baby.
Okay, but anyway, so TJ3 Logistics,
Let's
right?
go.
Of course I'm Travis James, and then everybody wants to leave a legacy, right? And so I have 3 kids, and all the initials of my kids is TJ. So there you have it, TJ times 3, TJ3 Logistics. And everything that I do, all the ventures that I do, I put a nomenclature on it to where it represents
what?
A name on it.
No.
He said
What's
it right.
the other word that you use?
A nomenclature,
Use
name,
we
your
want to learn
brand.
these words.
On it
Nomenclature, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
A normal what?
Yeah, to where
A normal what?
to where, because you put your name on it and you really own it, you gonna work it. And so that's why I put my name on everything.
I like that.
And so with that, TJ3 Logistics is we're based out of Gainesville, Virginia, and we service that market with about 30 delivery vans, and we provide delivery services.
Are you hiring?
Huh? All the time. All the time. And we can get into if you guys want to, we can get into that model, and just like, if you really, really think that you are a businessman or woman, and you really want to run a profitable and compliant business, we can get into what it takes to do that, the work that it takes to get into that. And like Gary is alluding to, all of the actions associated with running a small business. Shout out to all the small business owners who are going through like workforce challenges. Every day you're hiring. Every day, not only are you trying to hire and recruit, you're also trying to retain those the current your current workforce, and that includes.
What about on the other side?
What's the other side?
Firing a motherfucker.
Firing the joker. Hey,
no, I ain't say a joke. I said firing a motherfucker.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something, man, and this might, and this is like.
Wait, let me ask you a question real quick. Mm-hmm. What day is payday? If I work for TJ3, what day is payday?
And payday for you, Gary, you get a paper check.
Ain't that about a bitch?
Payday is Friday.
Friday, okay.
Yeah. So
I ain't coming to work Saturday then.
Hey,
Sunday.
So
I come back Monday. But how that work? You pay me on Friday. I ain't come back to work till Monday. I don't care what the schedule says.
so, all right, one.
Am I fired?
Yeah. Go ahead.
One, I have to ask this question.
I guess I'm fired because he ain't talking to me.
Let me tell you, I want to go back to the story about firing a, as he say, firing a motherfucker. Something somebody told me a long time ago.
Uh-huh.
And I thought it was the coldest thing you could ever say.
Mm-hmm.
I think it goes back to like what I was talking about, the military and different cultures and people. You have the opportunity to talk to people that you would never have an intimate conversation with. Mm-hmm. Older white gentleman. Mm-hmm. He comes up to me. He say, Travis, you're a great guy. People love you.
Here we go.
I said, yeah, I know that. He say, but you gotta have a different mentality on. You always walk around here smiling and things of that nature because you think everything's gonna be going good. You're gonna be able to keep the people that you have. But you got to learn to develop the mentality to one day you got to be able to shoot your own dog. I say, what does this motherfucker mean by that?
Shoot your own dog.
So and it's resonated with me over the years. So you know how you see people walking their dogs and things of that nature.
Yo, we just had a conversation about
yeah,
that.
but sometimes that dog, in some cases, it could be a horse or whatever your favorite animal is, and you know
You gotta put them down.
you got to put them down.
We ran our course.
You ran your course. Do you have the mentality
The balls.
to look that dog in the eye and tell him we've had our best days?
Uh-huh. Come on with it, Pastor.
You gotta go, Fluffy. You know, and so as the years go by, you know, I tell the story about you got to be able to shoot your own dog. You know, and I think nowadays, you know, anybody
That is a good one.
anybody can shoot their own dog. Anybody can shoot their own dog.
That's a good
But my thing is, in the dog and the Kobe Bryant and me.
You a killer.
No. Not only can I shoot my own dog, I can bury the motherfucker too. So you talk about firing and things of that nature. When relationships run their course, whether or not they be professional or personal, you got to have the strength to walk away from.
Hey, they say that about investing. Like you gotta know when to when a stock is doing good, you know how to know when to celebrate it, and then when that stock is going bad, you break up with it like a cold. You know, break it up like a cold habit.
One night stand.
Yeah.
Hey, trust me, I know. I've been married 2 times.
Hey, we're gonna get into that a little bit later. God dang it. Hey, I was starting to think that you're Jamaican. No pun intended. God, you did it all.
Did it all, baby.
Hey, but seriously, you know, just realizing that this is like the kind of conversations that we like to have, and you know, just by listening to your story, I didn't realize that, you know, our stories kind of parallel each other. I too joined the military at 17. I did 25. You know, I took it a little bit longer because I was chasing that. I was chasing the pinnacle of the rank that I wanted to get at.
Yeah.
Looking back at it, hindsight 2020, I probably would have did like you did, 20 and out, or 22 and out. I would have got out a lot sooner to start my second career or whatnot. But you know, I was being all that I could be at that point in time, serving my country, deployments back to back, and all that other good stuff. So you know, I salute you on that.
Thank you.
Didn't realize, you know, it's kind of learning that.
Both of y'all fellas.
Thank you. Just kind of learning that piece as we sitting here and talk and chop it up or whatnot. You know, it's very interesting that, you know, kind of how we just parallel in that. But moving forward, how many trucks do you have? How's it going for you?
It's going pretty good,
Okay.
and going back to the whole Amazon DSP delivery service partner, man, it is. If you're looking for like professional and entrepreneurial gratification, that's the route to go. So you start out with the way the program is designed. You start out with 5 vans, and from those 5 vans, and you're running 7 days a week. 5 vans, 7 days a week. So you got 5 vans, and so you gotta have 10 people to run those 5 vans. And then from
All right. So here's a quick question: what's your biggest challenge in running those 5 vans?
In the beginning,
the biggest challenge with running those 5 vans, and the same challenge associated with running those 30 vans, is it's finding dependable people. You know, and one of the things, you know, if you go ahead, and one of the things that subconsciously bothers me in regards to this experience with being an Amazon DSP, you take a look at what I just told you previously. You know, I was in the military. I was then I went into like corporate government type thing, and you didn't have to call people to come into work.
they was gonna be there.
You knew your you knew your supply sergeant was going to be there. You knew your platoon sergeant, your first sergeant. You knew your XOs and lieutenants. You knew they were going to be at work. You knew in corporate America, you knew your database administrator was going to be there. Your network engineer, he was going to show up to work. But one of the things that really, I want to say that I think America really has a challenge with right now. I depend on drivers, and those drivers are not they're non-CDL drivers, and so they're part of what historically is called the blue collar workforce. And what I've learned from this, and just based on attrition, some of the lackadaisical work ethics that I see, especially within the younger community, is that we
feel entitled.
No, I would say entitled is I wouldn't even hide behind that word entitled.
Okay.
I would say that in a more grander thing is that America's, the blue collar workforce that we saw, you saw when you grew up in, I grew up in Shelman, Georgia, you saw those people, gentlemen getting up every morning, going to work and everything like that. And now that's not the end thing to do. And so that blue collar workforce that I saw build America to what it is in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, I don't think it exists anymore. Everybody feels entitled. Everybody feels like they're a 2-day CEO.
There's a shortcut.
Yeah. Like I come and work on I come and work on your job, and I drive 2 days. Shit, I could be the damn CEO.
Right.
Everybody feels like they should. Everybody wants this like instant gratification.
Yeah.
Nobody would know it. When it comes down to the blue collar workforce, you used to have the union. Now we don't have unions as much as we used to have. But you still got to pay dues.
So that's interesting you say that, because I learned that I'm not a good employee.
Exactly.
But I learned that from being an employee, right? Had my own barbershop many years. Worked at a barbershop, then owned my own barbershop. And then I moved here and worked at a barbershop. Shout out to my man, Mr. Witt. Taught me a lot of structure. Taught me a lot of business things that I didn't agree with at first, coming from owning my own barbershop. But educated me a lot indirectly, but directly. And I just learned that I'm not a good employee, because on day 2, day 3, I want to know why I do the same work you do, but you make 3, 4, 5 times as me, right? Or why can't I do that or this, or why I got to do this when I did that and I'm able to do this and that. So I had to, educate myself, get my credentials together, and then now I own my own business. But a lot of people, like you said, it's an expectation. Like, yo, I came to work. I can't do what you're doing and do this and do this. But, credentials come with that. Education come with that. Things of those nature. Like a lot of I'm going to say the younger generation feel like it's supposed to be given to them.
Well, I think, and I don't want to be.
Speak freely, brother.
I don't want to be political. Nah. For other reasons.
We had Fly Mike J on here.
Yeah, I know. I
gotta hold your tongue.
Nah, I don't want to. But I do. I don't want to say anything that hurts any community out there. But I will say this. Going back to what I was saying earlier, and I'll clean it up this way, is that what I've learned, one of the things I've learned with the level of attrition in my company, the work ethic that I see.
You said attrition?
Attrition, yeah. Like
define that. I like when you use these words.
Attrition, man. If we want to be on this thing right here, attrition is if people leaving and going, man.
Attrition.
People leaving you. You got people coming to your workforce and leave. You got just the loss of people. Work turnover.
Attrition,
there's no loyalty. Okay. There's no loyalty. There's no commitment, and there's we live in.
So it's like the NFL.
Yeah,
no, well,
exactly.
It's like the NFL, right?
Yeah, you can
Hey,
say
you can be a hero today, and
Fire
then
your ass
we
tomorrow.
will fire you tomorrow.
Trade you to
Done.
Toronto.
Yeah. I going back to it, right? You know, if I were, and maybe one day I might be a politician, an influential politician. Shit, I did everything except that. I might do it. Hell, shit, put Herschel against me, goddamn it.
What is that?
He
What
said
is it?
put Herschel against him. When he say attrition, he gonna be like, yeah, I eat healthy all the time.
Attrition versus nutrition. You know what I mean?
I eat healthy all the time.
But what I say, and
I'm
one
out
of
of
the things.
control, man.
One of the things I learned, and one of my struggles, going back to the struggle, man, I can't be in a more amazing business model. I just can't. You know, I can't complain about. You know, there's some things that within every organization that can be improved and elevated. But you know, with the partnership that I have with Amazon is great. It is one of the if not one of the best opportunities that I had to catapult me to the next level in regards to, you know, people like to use this damn term now, generational wealth. So what the fuck you talking about? But anyway,
Let me ask you a question.
yeah.
So when I order something that says to be delivered overnight,
Man.
right?
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
So who do I give my complaint to?
Look, man. Look the way it goes. I can guarantee. I can almost. Here's the statistics from TJ3 Logistics.
I need to talk to Willie
No.
I need to talk to Willie about this.
Now you want to talk to Willie?
I want to talk to Willie about why I ordered a package. I ordered it only because it said to be delivered overnight. When I press purchase, then it said be delivered Friday. Overnight ain't Friday. Overnight is today.
This Willie talking.
Willie,
Well, motherfucker, you shouldn't have it till Friday.
when I'm gonna get it, Willie?
But anyway, you know, it's a lot of things to go. It's a lot of things to go into that piece. But the only thing is, as a small business owner and based on my contractual obligations with Amazon, I can guarantee you this: if you put when they put packages on a TJ3 Logistics vehicle, I can guarantee you 99% of them gonna get to your door that day. That's the only thing I can tell you. I can tell you about nothing else. I can tell you about who's servicing you. I can tell you about my business.
TJ3.
I can tell you about TJ3.
That goddamn package gonna get you.
It's gonna get that to you, and I'm working on that right now.
All right,
It's
so
gonna get that to you.
so I have a question.
Yeah.
This question has been kind of bothering me. Does all your drivers have access to the hubs,
What hubs?
like the Amazon hubs?
Oh, we can talk about the Amazon hubs. That's a So with the
Can we take a quick break and then come back to the hubs?
let me
Quick
get
break,
this.
quick break. We gonna
Hey,
go back to the
he
hubs.
gotta get this thought out, man.
Man, I'm 42 years old, man. I gotta use the bladder, man. Shit.
all right. We're gonna get to the hubs. So the hubs, right? And I've just started servicing the hubs.
Mhm.
Some of the things with the
Pause.
hubs,
What is the hub? When you say hub, what are you?
Well, you-
referring
That's
to?
that little package locker that you
The
put
little
on
lockers.
the
We
street.
call
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
lockers.
That's the Amazon hub.
So if you live like in a community where it's densely populated, where
Yep.
there's a lot of apartments, a lot of townhouses,
Mhm.
you know, Amazon will service those locations through a hub, and within with that hub, there's one of those situations where if a driver pulls up to that hub and he has packages delivered to that hub, if you haven't came out and emptied that hub, if all the residents in an apartment complex haven't came out and emptied that hub from their packages from that hub from the previous deliveries, and that hub is still full, they can't. The system will not allow them to deliver to that hub. It's full. It's full. You know, it's like your mail.
mailbox.
It's like your mailbox is full. We can't. And then that's a temporary mailbox. Once we put packages in that mailbox for Gary, Gary needs to take his packages out of that hub. Then at that point, it's nobody's mailbox. At that
Then it
time.
can be anybody.
It can be anybody's. But because we were supposed to put Dana's packages in there tomorrow,
It's
and you
full
didn't,
because of mine.
it's full because of yours. That creates difficulties within Dana's to get his package.
So that's why he didn't get that package till Friday.
Yeah, that's why you didn't get it to Friday or whatever. And then so with that, if you order something and it's in the hub, you need to get it out the same day so we can continually service that. But what happens though, it's not like if that hub is full, then the driver says no, we're not going to deliver Dana's packages. What happens is now the driver has to come to every because if everything's full in that hub, now the driver has to come to every door and drop off packages versus where it took him 15 minutes to like deliver all the packages to the
One stop
to this
locker room.
to this building in one stop. Now it's going to take him 2 hours because he has to come to every door. And now that it's taken when the system thought this delivery was going to take him 15 minutes, now it took him 2 hours. It's throwing him behind. And so that there's a trickle effect associated with that. So there's a
I got a trickle effect right now. Can we go to break right quick?
Hey, we're gonna go to break right there.
yeah, I don't know.